Hey Periscope, good afternoon. It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So let's just remember him for a second. Okay, as I'm waiting for people to sign on, I just want to welcome you all here to the show today. Today is going to be another Daily Tips. This is episode something in the teens. I decided to talk about the difference between Facebook and Google Ads. It's really quite simple. Somebody asked me the other day, and it was actually on one of these Periscopes, I think, if they believed Facebook ads were worth buying. I clearly think that they are. I purchase ads on a daily basis. It helps promote my brand. It helps promote my website. I gain followers. I gain traffic. I've gotten the click-through rate down to pennies, the video rate underneath a penny per view. You just have to play around with the ads. They're very easy to do. But for today's topic, I just want to talk very generally what the difference between Facebook ads and Google ads are. So Google's platform's been around much longer than Facebook. The platform is AdWords and AdSense. Those are the two sides of it. If you purchase ads, you're on one. If you sell content, you're on the other. Or space in your content, you're on the other. So as a blogger, I use both. I use Google AdSense to put my, I can't remember which one's off the top of my head, but I use one for purchasing ads, I use one for selling ad space on my blog. Okay, the way that Google works in general is by keyword, okay? It's topical. So if you go to buy some ads for your product, you're going to search for keywords. All right, and they've got this great keyword tool inside Google that helps you see what the traffic looks like, how many impressions you get for so many things, so many dollars that you spend. But the whole idea is that the Google ads are topical. Okay, now they serve them first to people who have a history in their browser that matches the keywords and the things that are in your ad. But second, contextually to what's in the space. Okay, so as a blogger, I write content that has a high value keywords in it so that when my ads get served, hopefully I get more expensive ads on my site. And on the other side, if I'm trying to sell cabin space or a gift or something else, I'm looking for other keywords that would be a little less, have a little less competition or more eyes on it as far as content out there, just a market. So Google's topical. Now, switching over to Facebook, it's completely different. Facebook is demographic, okay? When you set up your ads in Facebook, it's very simple. And actually, personally, I think the Facebook ads platform is a little more intuitive. I use both. They both work. I like them both, but I think it's easier to start with Facebook because it's much easier for the average person to understand demographics than it is keywords, because keywords, you get a lot of SEO and it gets kind of complicated, and there's this idea, there's this black cloud of magic somehow that makes all the keywords, SEO stuff work. I know a lot of experts that are out there, and you know what, they don't know any more than I do, and I don't call myself an expert, so that's just the way that is. But demographics, everybody understands your demographic. How much income do you make? What are your interests? What race are you? Where do you live? Those are all things that you can search on Facebook. It's super simple. I've done some very successful campaigns with Facebook. I've done two different types. The first type was just for traffic and to build followers, and that's really simple. I keep the demographics as big as possible, and then as the ad runs, the price per impression seems to go down as you spend a little bit more money. So I don't know if they just reward you for that or if their algorithm is smart and it just works in there. But that happens. I've noticed that. It takes about a week and a half for the price to bottom out for you. The other kind I've done is actually trying to sell something. So I know that an example, and I use this a lot, so I'm sorry if you are sick of hearing this, are cabin rentals up in northern Minnesota. I know that 90% of my customers come from the Twin Cities area. So there's no reason for me to advertise anywhere else because that's where my target is. So I can, and Google lets you do this too, but in Facebook, I'm going to target that specific audience. So I pick a suburb and go within 50 miles of that suburb. But then I do it by demographics. I know that most of my customers make $75,000 or more a year. I know most of them have interest in fishing. I know most of them are interested in vacations. So I look up behavior. You have the people that have taken a family vacation in the last year, people that have visited Minnesota on a vacation. So I can take all that data and pull out very specific groups of people who are likely to be my customers. And I've gotten it down to every time I've done an ad purchase, it's been profitable for me. I haven't done a ton, but that also says how good it is too, because even just taking those first couple of shots has been very effective. So that's really the big difference. It's keywords versus demographics. If there's a keyword where you want to go after and you don't care about what the demographic looks like, Google might be the way to go. And you know what? Google's an 800-pound gorilla. They're huge. They work. I wouldn't say anything bad about them because I know it works very well for a lot of people. It just takes a little bit of practice. Facebook, on the other hand, is demographic. So it's about who your audience is, what their interests are, those types of things, not keyword searches. And that just makes sense because when people go to Google, they search for things that are keywords. When they go to Facebook, it's about their connections and their friends. So that just tends to make sense and be consistent across those platforms. So those are the two major differences between Facebook and Google Ads. Hope you found that interesting. If you want to see the rest of the live streams, please go to dan330.com/live. And don't forget to follow me on Periscope here. Otherwise, Snapchat, chris.ashback, ASHBACH. We will see